Hey, this is Michael Cruz. Welcome to Hot Wax Surf and Paddle Sports. Thank you for paddling with us today. We're federally permitted here at the Croatan Recreational Park. Named after the Croatan Indians, this is the second most productive ecosystem in the world. The park is a maritime forest area. Early in the day is the call, and so that's why we have our activities at that time of the day when more wildlife is out. You can spot osprey, eagles, kingfishers, even bottlenose dolphin over in this area. When paddling today, if you want to be like a baby bird in a nest, stay right here in this first bay and you can be very safe. But if you're so inclined and you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you're going to paddle straight out to the island out here, turn right and follow the island to the tip, and then paddling across a little bit of open water into the far bay and the middle bay, which is connected. Remember, when you come around in the middle bay and over on the far point over here, you will see an oyster peninsula, which is a large dock-shaped oyster bed. Avoid that with your kayak as you come back around that corner. That's also the point where you're going to encounter our dominant wind, which is a southwest wind. It comes down the channel and blows in this direction. The good thing about this wind is if you go back to the island and follow the island down the length of the island all the way to the end or out where you see the pagoda and turn around, that wind will blow you straight back to this dock and straight back to your intake. Remember, when returning to the ramp, put your equipment on the right hand side in the green grassy area and give us a call at Hot Wax at 252-354-6466 and let us know that you're back, and then of course you're free to leave. Remember that the ramp can be slippery at times, so be careful. For excursions, you need to wear tennis shoes that you can wash later, aqua shoes, but not flip-flops. We have three kinds of bottoms here in this area. One is oyster shells, and this is why we require you wear good foot protection and not flip-flops. Also, we have what we call hard pan muck, which is your mineral-based soil, which pulls up an area and gives us our brackish watercolor. And then of course we have sand, which is what we're all looking for when we get out of the boats to explore. Remember, if you do get out of the boat, shake this mud off your feet before getting back into the boat. When handling your paddle, be sure your grip rings are always out to the side. Remember, the right hand side is oblong, and that's how you can tell that you're holding the paddle right. Also, you should be able to read the word harmony straight up. That means you're holding the paddle correctly. About shoulder length on either side. Getting in your kayak, the first thing we want to do is get the kayak out in deeper water, 2 to 3 feet of water. Be sure that it's clearing the ground. We're going to lay the paddle across the back behind the seat. We're going to lift the seat up, we're going to turn around, and we're going to get in the kayak from behind. Our butt first, feet last. If you do this any other way, let your friends get it on video, because what happens is the boat will go flying out in the water and you will fall backwards and hit your head or get hurt. So always enter, butt first, feet last. Your feet need to go in the stirrups here, which gives a bend in your knee, and that gives you traction to paddle. And then I'm going to pull my paddle around like this, and I can see harmony straight up. Don't hit the boat. That's wasted energy. Paddles should only touch the water. They're not oars. Oar, used for pushing boats. Kayak paddle, for water use only. When getting in and out of your kayak or on or off your paddleboard and you have mud on your feet, be sure that you shake that mud off before getting back in your kayak or your paddleboard. When approaching the dock on your return, slow down your speed by dragging the paddle here. Nice and easy up into the concrete landing. Your paddle goes behind your seat. Getting out is the opposite of getting in. Feet first, butt last, while holding the boat and the paddle in place. That's all it is to it. Thank you for paddling with Hot Wax here on the White Oak Recreational Area. For more paddle strokes and better ways to paddle your paddleboard or kayak, check out our links on our videos at hotwaxsurf.com. When handling your stand-up paddleboard, approach it from the back side. Reach over, lift it up, get rested on your feet. Grab the handle and walk with the paddle in one hand out into the water. Be sure that your skeg is here in the back, clears the ground level or any obstacles. It is always suggested that you wear your life vest, especially with ocean use. Very important. But out here in the Sound, it's an option. We suggest you wear it. But if you fall off or out of your kayak or paddleboard, stand up. The water is 2 to 3 feet deep. The first thing you want to do when you're going to get on your paddleboard is to undo the leash from around your fins and disconnect the Velcro. Connect this to your back ankle, the opposite of your lead foot. One of the ways to control your paddleboard when in the shallows is called walking the dog. And we're just going to put our blade here in the handle, and I'm able to control and manage the board and roll around with it and keep it in control. Then lay your paddle across in front of the handle. Your feet go on either side of the handle. This is very important. You don't want your feet anywhere else on the board. So left and right hand side. And when you get on the board, hold the paddle down and jump with your knees to either side. Give yourself a little forward motion. Always helps. Immediately start paddling. You can paddle up like this or get down on your knees, but motion creates balance, just like a bicycle. Whenever you're paddling on a paddleboard, that creates balance. Whenever you're trying to stand still, it becomes much harder. To get up on your paddleboard, put your hands on the paddle and jump straight to your feet. And then do a little exercise here so you feel comfortable. You see, I'm not falling. But motion creates balance, so we want to immediately start paddling and start using our paddle. Proper adjustment for using your paddle. So we're going to put the paddle in front of us here, and for Sound or flat water side, we're going to undo the clam and we're going to bring this up 1 shaka above the forehead. So this is about perfect for me. And then I'm going to lock that in place. I'm going to be sure the bulbous side is out on the top handle, and I'm going to be sure that the blade is canted away from the body. For ocean paddling, we're going to put the paddle handle at forehead level because we're going to do faster, stronger jabs to get out past the waves when we paddleboard in the ocean. So I'm going to undo the clam. I'm going to bring it down here right at my forehead level, clamp it, and I'm ready to go. The proper way to handle your paddle is to hold it in the center here on either side, depending on which side of the board you're paddling on. And this is a pivot point. We're not going to use this to pull or push, but just to pivot with one hand or the other and back and forth. The top hand goes on the paddle and we use it to push, and this is where we get our speed and forward motion from. Or paddle. So use your pivot hand to hold onto the paddle, and we're going to push with the upper hand. Bend your knees, get down low, reach out, punch the balloon, and stroke by pushing with your hand and using your body to push the paddleboard forward. Stopping at the heel and cutting out and repeating. Remember, the way to push the paddle, and that's what we're doing, we're going to push with this palm. Bend the knees, and we're going to come from our feet through the core of our body. We reach out, pop the balloon, and push with the upper hand. Cut out at the ankle and switch sides. Cut out. To turn the paddleboard, we're going to use 2 different techniques. One is called the C stroke, so get down low and push like a C and turn the board around. Another way to reverse your direction is a backstroke. Be sure that your feet are on either side of the handle and level with the shoulders. And we're going to reach back, bend our knees, and do a little backstroke. If you get tired when you're paddling and you want to get down on your knees and take a rest, remember, always put your paddle right in front of your handle. Hold it with both hands, come down on your knees, and relax. When you're finished paddling, remember, get off the board nice and easy. Grab your leash and the handle and your paddle. Turn your paddleboard up on your hip and walk to the green grassy area. Be careful, this can be slippery here. Lay your paddleboard down with your paddle and life vest on top, and give us a call at Hot Wax at 252-354-6466 to let us know that you're finished. And then you're free to go. Thank you for renting from Hot Wax. Enjoy your stand-up paddleboard adventure on the White Oak River.